Come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey, everybody. Thanks for clicking on the video. This is some fuck shit. For real. Tyler, you trying it. You're really trying it and dragging this shit out. This shit could have been over 3 episodes ago. I'm just going to run through real fast because I'm still, like I said, I'm clinging to whether to watch or whether not to watch. Is kind of where I'm at with this shit here. So Kelly and Marcy end up talking because Kelly was actually at the hospital. They told her, basically, bam, you're pregnant. You're pregnant. She's going on there, told her she really didn't need to leave. She's like, I gotta go. We went on and on with that for 15 minutes. She finally left, went over to Alex's house. She was there. Her and Kelly going back and forth. She ain't sharing no information about her being pregnant with Kelly. Good job, because that motherfucking Kelly. Is it me or is Kelly getting on y'all's nerves? Like, I constantly find myself wanting to tell Kelly to shut the fuck all the way up. Like, she's ridiculous and she's real judgmental. Meanwhile, you got all this shit going on with a motherfucking stalker and you a old half of a crook and shit. You the real Cookie Lines and shit. Anyway, Brad ends up coming in. Marcy apologizes to Brad. Brad is still really, really pissed. And he basically really doesn't give a shit about any of that shit. Marcy eventually ends up going next door to go get Louise's purse. And Kelly had tried to get her not to go over there. She said that it's just too much, too much to be seeing. She goes on over there anyway. Of course, she breaks down. Kelly convinces Brad to go over there to get her. He goes over there after 30 minutes of them going back and forth and her trying to make him feel guilty for not giving a fuck whether they kill Randall and that motherfucking baby. He decides, okay, I'll go. I'll go to try to help him. So I'm thinking, and he took Marcy's car. I'm thinking in the finale, it's going to be, because Tyler Perry believes in the heart of the human. So I believe it's going to actually be Brad that actually saves Randall and the baby. I believe that in my whole soul. But I'm still pissed that we took all this way to get there. So that's all going on. Out there on the road, Alex and Andrew end up finally getting the backup. It's Eddie. It turns out to be this whole little stupid thing. Eddie ends up pulling a gun on Alex as she eases over from her seat to the next seat and drives off and drags Eddie's ass with the car, which I loved. Drug his ass and sped on off, left Andrew. Eddie fucking maced. See, this was the part that really wore me out when I wanted to punch Tyler in the head. Eddie and Andrew are going back and forth. Andrew actually let Eddie get up on him and mace him with his own mace. Then he took his gun and he shot him in the shoulder and he shot him in the leg. He should have shot Andrew in the head too. Because there was a whole situation where he had a gun up to Eddie's head and didn't pull the trigger. Playing good cop. Out on a deserted road, you didn't already heard because he was laying on the ground with mace in his eyes when he heard Alex speed off. He heard him call Alex all kind of bitches and carrying on and celebrating the fact that the baby and that was going to be killed. And you actually had a gun to his head and didn't pull the trigger? You thought he was going to take it easy on you. Begging. Oh, please, Eddie, please. He shot that motherfucker in his shoulder and then shot him in his motherfucking leg the same way he did Ben. It was the same type of... I said, you know what? It's just too much. Too much. He threatened a girlfriend. I mean, he did everything to Andrew that you could do, and you didn't pull the trigger. You're stupid, and you deserve whatever it is you get. And then he drove off and left his ass out there on that road. Anyway. Okay, so Natalie and Lucian is back at the hospital. Natalie tells Lucian, you need to go ahead because things are so crazy at the office. You need to go ahead on and go to work. I'll be fine here. And then she just pops out of nowhere. Oh, that disc, I bet that disc is over my sister's house because the kids was over my sister's house that day. For real, Tyler. That was just as lazy and trifling. Lazy and trifling fucking writing. So now the disc is over Natalie's house, Natalie's sister's house. And it never occurred in a whole season that maybe it was over the sister. Okay, whatever. Last thing we see is Rusty and the boys, and they got Randall out there treating him like Emmett Till. Literally. They are threatening to string him up, making him apologize, just degrading him altogether, which really got up underneath my skin, and calling him boy, and all of the whole racial thing. I mean, had it all going on. Tell him, yeah, we're going to throw the baby out there for the gators to eat it, and we're going to throw you out there. We're going to hang you, and then throw you out there for the gators to eat you. And as crazy as Randall is, we got Randall over there begging. I couldn't see that either because as crazy as Randall is, I could imagine Randall telling them to kiss his motherfucking ass at some point. But he didn't. He was begging. And then they said, you beg my forgiveness. And then he said, yeah, I raped your daughter. Made him say he raped her. And just all this bullshit. And I was just like, I just didn't get it. And I'm sorry, I don't buy that as crazy as Randall is, that Randall would have did that. I just don't. I don't think he would have actually bowed down, even with all of what's going on. He's so crazy and so militant. I just don't see him bowing and begging the Lord and begging Rusty. He would have told him, fuck him. Especially when you kind of seen that it was like a situation where it is what it is. He gonna kill you and kill the baby any old way. I don't see that going that way. But anyway, they ain't my characters. I didn't write it. But I know I'm real sick of it. And there's one more episode left. I'm gonna watch this one episode. I'm gonna finish one out. I ain't promising y'all next season with this shit. Not at all. All right, so that's it. Later.